Today is March 26th. I want to talk about unemployment and taxes because this has become really complicated. As you know, the Congress really just 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, Biden signed into law a bill making $10,200 of unemployment benefits tax exempt. So if we have a client who has, $25,000 of unemployment benefits, they only get taxed on $14,800. This, of course, was done smack in the middle of tax season. And by the way, more or less came from out of nowhere. In fact, 2 days before it happened, I was telling people that this provision in the law was dead. It wasn't in the House bill. It wasn't being talked about in the Senate. And then, as so many things happen when you pass $1.9 trillion bills the way this one was, this provision just kind of sort of reappeared from out of nowhere. And the next day it was part of the law. So we filed a lot of tax returns. Everybody has filed a lot of tax returns for clients that have 10,000 that have unemployment that will be exempted. For now, the IRS is telling us not to amend them. The IRS is telling us that they will figure out a solution. The IRS is hoping to be able to fix it themselves. That remains to be seen. So in the meantime, in this office, we made a list of tax returns that we were holding. I believe those have all been e-filed. We do need to go through and verify that. But we also made a list of tax returns that needed amending. But this was during the period of time between when the 10,200 became law and when we were able to e-file with the 10,200. It took about a week or 10 days from the time the 10.2 first reappeared until the time that we could actually do it in our software. However, we have a host of issues now on the state side. And these issues may actually bleed back into the federal side. First of all, the way the IRS has done this, exempting the 10,200 affects adjusted gross income, and as such, it affects everything that runs off of adjusted gross income. That means it impacts the earned income tax credit, and that means it impacts the advanced premium tax credit, the people who get their health insurance from the Obamacare exchanges, the Mass Health Connector, and the like. So, and I don't know that the IRS is going to fix that at all. So for anybody who has a 1095-A and unemployment, and for anybody who received the earned income tax credit and unemployment, we need to be monitoring that with our clients. And even if the IRS does put in a fix, we may still have to amend. But we have bigger issues on the state side because, first of all, even if the IRS fixes the issue of the earned income tax credit, on the federal side, the state gives 30%, and there's just not a chance that the IRS and the state of Massachusetts are going to be able to coordinate that. So that's number one. Number two, though, is we have a bill in the Mass legislature that would give some form of relief from taxation to people who collected unemployment. And at this moment in time, it is $10,200 for people below 200% in poverty. And let me explain what I'm talking about. A bill passed the House, the Massachusetts House, that had actually a very bizarre exemption for unemployment. A bill passed the Senate, which had the 10,200 provision. I believe it matched more or less what the feds are doing. I don't recall. But in any event, the bill went to conference, or or there's been some manner of a compromise between House and Senate leaders. And it's now 10,200 for, again, people making 200% of poverty, which means that we'll have different numbers for different family sizes. So, so that's the first complication. But the second complication is it's not the law, but probably will be in another week or two. And of course, our software is not capable of handling that and probably won't be for another week or two after it becomes law. And once again, we will need to bring in pretty much every single one of our unemployment clients to amend their state tax return. Even putting aside the issues of earned income tax credits, if you have $10,000 of unemployment that you can exempt, and that unemployment is taxed at 5%, well, that's $500 in tax, and people are going to want that. So so this is going to be a bit of a pain for us. Now, again, today is March 26th. I just said it's going to be a number of weeks before we can deal with the Massachusetts issues, or the Massachusetts issue concerning the Massachusetts bill. So, to the extent that you're a client of mine watching this, don't call me on March 27th. I'm not going to be able to help you. And similarly, right now, I can't go back and amend your federal return, or at least the IRS has said I should not. And we have, as a matter of policy, decided to follow that guideline, just because there are likely to be problems if we don't, and so we'd rather not. So in any event, this is where we are. I will be circulating this video to my staff. I'll probably put it on YouTube, some of my clients, and we'll go from there.